Hi everyone, so welcome along to the video. My name is Caroline, I'm a UK-based physics lecturer and now we're in the first week of semester. So it's an unusual semester. We have this horrible COVID pandemic and it's completely changed the way that we're working, and I just thought I'd share a little bit today about what it's actually like being a lecturer in the UK at this time. So I think I've said in previous videos, all of my lectures this semester are being delivered online, so I'm at home recording them, but I am allowed to go into campus and I can meet face-to-face with students for tutorials and for laboratory classes. And this semester I have tutorial classes. So with my lecture course, we are able to bring the students in and have a tutorial session once a week. And we had our first one yesterday and it was, quite different to how we would normally do a first class. So all the students were fantastic. They all followed all the procedures that the university have put into place. They had to wait outside the lecture theatre and kind of keep their distance from each other. Everybody was in face coverings. Then they had to enter through a certain door, collect an antibacterial wipe, go to the back of the lecture theatre first and then fill the seats coming forwards towards the front. And that bit was really strange because usually obviously we encourage students to sit near the front so we can talk to them and so they can hear clearly what we're saying. But now we're doing the opposite and we're saying to students, we'll go sit at the back of the lecture theatre and then kind of fill the seats coming forwards. There's two seats that were taped off, then a seat that a student could sit in, another two seats that were taped off, then a seat a student could sit in, and they'd made it like a honeycomb, so it was like a checkerboard, I guess, so students weren't sitting directly in front of other students. What was quite notably strange was usually at the start of class, especially at the start of a new semester when I've got first year students and they're meeting each other for the first time, usually at the start of a lecture or a tutorial, there's like a happy chatter as people are like talking to each other and getting to know each other. And this time there was nothing, people were so far apart. In order to be able to talk, they'd have to shout, and obviously we don't want people shouting at the moment. Everybody was wearing face coverings, so you couldn't like whisper something to your nearest neighbour, and you haven't got a nearest neighbour anyway. So the lack of student chatter at the start when everyone's kind of filing into the class, that was quite strange. And then as the lecturer, I have to make sure that I antibacterially wipe down everything before I start using the IT. So I had to wipe down the desk, the microphone system, I had to wipe down the keyboard. The keyboard had like a covering over it, one of those kind of plasticky gel coverings, so I could antibac wipe that. There was also a new perspex screen that had been put up in front of the lecture theatre kind of lectern at the front. There was lots of tape marking on the floor, so quite a few of like the whiteboards and the blackboards were marked as being do not use. So there was like a small amount of space, I guess, that I had to control and to clean. And then as the lecturer, I was allowed to stand within a taped zone, and it was marked out. And if I was within that zone, I was able to remove my face covering when I was delivering the class. And I guess that's because that zone has been set back enough that there's enough of a distance between myself and the students. And also because I've got this perspex screen, there's actually like a shield between the students and myself. So it felt like at the start of class we had to do a lot of prep and a lot of things that obviously we wouldn't normally do. But everybody was brilliant. All the students were fantastic. They just, did it. No, there was no moaning at all. And it was really nice to actually be able to have a face-to-face class and to meet some of these new students and at least be able to introduce myself. The other nice thing was we were able to talk them through the virtual interface. So their lectures are going to be appearing online each week for them to watch, but we could show them where to find the lectures, what the different formats are. So you can see the lecture, just the slides, or you can see me and the slides. I can explain about the visualizer and how I'm doing handwritten content. And it was so useful to be able to share that with the students in person rather than having to do everything virtually. So I think I'm very lucky at the university that I'm at. I know universities are having to react to their local situation. In some places they can't do any face-to-face teaching at the moment. In other places they have this blended model. I'm at a university at the moment that has the blended model. So yeah, lectures online, but tutorial classes can be in a controlled way face-to-face. But yeah, I used the microphone. It wasn't a lapel mic, but it was like a handheld mic. Usually I'd use the lapel, but it was quite nice to have something handheld that I knew I'd cleaned that could be kept far enough away from my mouth as I was speaking. But I wanted to use the microphone to make sure that I didn't have to shout. You know, I know you don't want to shout, you don't want to sing particularly at the moment, so I thought using the microphone would mean that I wouldn't have to like project my voice as much, which given the current situation is probably a good thing. But yeah, class was fine. The students were nice to be in the class, I hope. And then at the end, everybody had to take their antibacterial wipe. We had to exit in a particular way. They had to bin their wipes, and then that was the end of class. So yeah, it was strange, but it felt like we were following the process, and it felt good actually to be on campus and getting to say hi to these students. I hope your week is going well. If you're at university, whether you're teaching there, researching there, working there, I hope things are going well for you. Look after yourselves, keep staying safe. It is a strange time at the moment. But I'll be back on Monday and I'll keep you updated with how things are going at university, and we'll also do some more targeted focused content as we go throughout the month. So if you're interested in academic life, interested in what a lecturer gets up to, or wondering about how things are working out at university, do hit like, do hit subscribe, have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.